So my name is Oyetayo, and I'm the CEO of Fresible. I love what I do, and I'm happy doing it. I wake up every morning trying to face a new challenge and not being bothered. I'm always happy at going to work, and I love it. So it has not always been like this. Most of my friends, they've always thought Fred is this very smart, very brilliant young dude, but it has not always been like this. Very early in life, I realized that I needed to connect the dots. I needed to make a change. I needed to make things happen for myself. And one of the first things I realized in life is self-awareness. And I'm going to tell you a very short story about how I was able to discover myself at a very young age. So back then in primary school, I choose to believe that I was a very smart kid, although I knew deeply that I was not that smart. I was not that brilliant, but I hardly read. Few days to exam, I go and then I try to cover whatever they've taught us, and then I read and then I pass. I was not an average student. I was practically above average. Fast forward to when I was in JS1 junior school, I had to repeat the class. It was a very mind-boggling experience for me. I felt sad. Most of my friends made jest of me because they thought, oh, I'm this serious guy. I always bring my books to class. I try to form serious, knowing fully well that I was not serious. But everybody had this mentality that, oh, this guy is a very serious guy. Probably is going to be one of the top guys in class. I had to repeat. And most of my friends made jest of me. They were always laughing at me that, oh, and after all your books, after the fact that your parents are lawyers, blah, 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 you have to fail the class. It was a challenge for me, and I had to reset myself. I had to go on a self-discovery mission, self-awareness mission. And how did I do this? The very first thing I did initially was I tried to draw myself back. I tried to see how I could do things differently, or how I could be smart, and people would think I'm actually smart, and I will actually be very smart. So I started reading. I started preparing for challenges in life, or uh, for tests, for exams, and at the end of the day, I was able to surmount all my challenges. It did not make sense at first to me doing all this because repeating the class, when my mates were going to the next class, why will I have to repeat? Although I was sick during the exam, but that was not even the main crux of the matter. Even I was not sick during the exam, I would say I failed the class and I would say I've repeated. And one of the lessons I learned during that self-discovery process actually was that you need to prepare. I happened to stumble upon a particular book at that point in time that told me that, oh, for you to pass an examination, you need to read minimum of 7 times. So every time, if I have an exam, for example, in 2 or 3 months' time, I'll try as much as possible to go over the book, go over the topic, go over the subjects as many as 7 times in order to have an A. And it worked for me from JS1 up to I got to university. And that repeating that class, apart from doing this for me, helped me career-wise because probably if I had passed at such a young age, despite the fact that I was unserious, I would not have become very serious in life. I would not have changed my attitude towards life. I would not have looked at life differently. I would not have discovered my true self. So I'm happy that I repeated at that stage. So the challenge is if you want to connect the dots, you must find a way. You must discover yourself. Initially, you must know who you are. You must know what you stand to gain. You must know your purpose in life. I believe true power is not believing who we think we are. It is understanding who we really think, who we really are. So don't assume that, oh, I'm this smart kid when you know deeply that you're not a smart person. For you to discover yourself, you need to know who you are. And in connecting the dots also, you need to find what you love. I was very fortunate enough to find what I love at such a tender age. I love tech. Everybody knows I love tech. It comes natural to me when I write computer programs. Everybody's always, oh wow, this guy, we thought you're a lawyer. How can you do all this? When I meet up with clients and they see what I do, they'll be like, oh wow, who taught you all this? I actually never went to a tech school. I actually never sat down to learn tech. The very first story that I would like to tell you about finding what you love and what can help each and every one of us to find what you love in case you are in a situation where you need to learn, where you need to know what you love. Very early, I think around year 2000 or thereabouts, my dad took us to his office to show us a computer he just bought. I was used to typewriter back then. I was used to electronic typewriter. So, but seeing a computer for the first time, I was wowed. I was very happy. I was like, oh, so you could do so things on the computer and then it will give you this kind of output. So I did not want to leave my dad's office, which is very weird because we never wanted to follow him to the office because it's all work, work, work. So he told us that we should not worry, that he's going to buy us a computer. So fast forward 2 years later, he bought us a computer and then after school, I would always want to go home just to learn something new, how to type today, how to play computer games or video games tomorrow, how to. There were plenty of games we were playing all through that time, myself and my brother. But I found love. I was very happy in what I do. And then when I was done learning the basics on my own, actually, learning Microsoft Word, learning anything to learn on the computer, I discovered that I needed to do more. This is computer. What if I can make what others are using? So I started that process. He got an internet for us. I started learning. Then Mama Satura, there were so many search engines, Yandex and the likes. Google was not all that popular in Nigeria. Bing was popular. And then Mama Search, yeah, Mama Search was popular. So then I go online, Google, oh, how do you create a computer program? So as early as year 2007, I was learning how to make computer softwares. I was learning how to program, despite the fact that I was still in secondary school. It was all love to me. It was all natural to me. I liked doing it. It was very easy for me, and then I was able to find love doing that. All that never had any practical application in my life. I just wanted to do it for fun, not to make money. I just wanted to do it. Oh, let me just do this, and then while away time. When I got to university, I'm always in front of my computer, despite the fact that I was a law student. So someone approached me. I was like, "Oh, you're always in front of a computer. Why not help me out and edit this?" So that was probably the first gig, and I discovered that oh, I could monetize this. I could make money out of this, and that was how my tech company started. And I found what I love. So I do what I love. I'm always happy doing it. It's not a challenge to me. That was how I was able to build my company from such a young age back then in university. So the challenge to everyone is, most especially people growing up, find what you love. It is critical at this stage in time that we do what you love. If you look all around the whole world, the Mark Zuckerbergs of this world, the Jeff Bezos of this world, they actually do what they love. Don't force yourself into doing what you can't do for a very long time. And trust me, if you find what you love, it will come easy for you. It will be very easy for you to, oh, let me wake up in the morning and go to work. There's nobody challenging you, there's nobody bugging you. You can do it and you won't know you are even doing it. So the challenge, as I mentioned earlier, for everyone is find what you love if you don't already know what you love. The third part of what I'm going to talk about is trust the process. Many times in life, we find ourselves at a situation where we don't even know what is going on. Whether as a result of our actions or our inactions, we are not happy with the stage we are in. There's no money, there's no food to eat. We have challenges. But I'm here to tell you today that you have to trust the process. At every stage where you are, you have to believe yourself. You have to connect the dots somehow, believing that what I'm currently doing will have a practical application in my life later in future. So I'll give another example. When I was starting my company fully back then in university, I was very shy. I had this roommate. I was scared of what he was going to say. So I called people that were going to help me out in the company to come to my room then. Uh, I could remember that day I tried to schedule the meeting for when my friend was not going to be around. I was very shy. I was like, what is the worst that could happen? And then when I was getting gigs, when I was getting jobs back then in school, I might even have to leave school. I always thought people were going to laugh at me that, oh, this guy, but you are a law student. You are meant to be a lawyer. What are you doing in front of the computer? I'm happy that I'm a lawyer and I'm happy that I'm a tech entrepreneur. I get to advise lots of tech companies, lot of law firms in the country also on how to implement digital transformation. You just have to trust the process. What you are currently doing might still later have a practical application in your life, might relate somehow. You might need to use it somehow. As I was saying, going back to my story, so I scheduled the meeting for when I thought my roommate was not going to be around. And then, unfortunately for me, during the course of the meeting in my dorm room, he entered and I was shy. I wanted to send them out, my co-workers back then in school, to send them out that, oh, we can't hold this meeting again, because I was shy. I was scared of what my roommate was going to say. My roommate happened to be a law student then. But I was able to sit back and realize that you are doing this thing for fun. You are doing this thing not as if someone is compelling you to do it. Don't care about what others say. You just have to trust the process that you're currently doing. And the second story that I'm going to talk on trusting the process was one of the first big jobs I got them happened to be given to me by the university, and I never thought I could do it. But due to the fact that when I was growing up, when I was still in secondary school, I learned several programming languages, which was able to help me. It had no practical application in my life when I was learning it back in in secondary school. But in university, when they gave me the job, I was like, oh, I'm going to decline this thing, or I'm going to give it out to someone else. But I had to trust myself. I had to believe in myself. I had to trust the process. So connecting the dots, you have to trust that what you are currently doing will have another meaning later in your life. You have to trust something. You have to trust God, your God. You have to trust yourself. And trusting yourself is actually the first stage. You have to be aware of what you are currently doing in a recap, and then you have to find what you love, and then the last stage is trusting the process. Thank you very much.